Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is Spideydico64 back here once again with yet another action figure video. And in today's action figure video, last time around, I did a whole wave rank review of a Marvel Legends wave, one of the more newer Marvel Legends wave out there. And so now here today, we're here to talk about a line of action figures that I have been collecting really mostly of. And this action figure line I really have been focusing on, and how probably I'm just going to commit full time to this particular action figure line. And if you've already seen the title of the video, you already would know that I'm here to talk about all of the Obi Wan, well, not all of them, but mostly all of the Obi Wan Kenobi figures that I have in my collection. Now, of course, we all know in 2022, Disney and, of course, Lucasfilm released the Obi Wan Kenobi series, starring, of course, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, starring as both Obi Wan Kenobi and, of course, Darth Vader. So, yeah, and, of course, as we all know, that when you have a big TV show like Obi Wan Kenobi, there are blacks that you have to make Black Series figures of them. And so Hasbro went out of the way, and they certainly did make a lot of figures from the Obi Wan Kenobi series. And it is honestly, I have to really say, out of all the Disney Plus shows, really so far, of course Mando has all the figures, which I don't even think I could do a video about all the Mandalorian figures being released. Not just talking about Din Djarin himself, but all the other Mando figures and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so with that being said, let's get into it. And as I go along, talk about all the Obi-Wan Kenobi figures, I'm going to briefly just kind of talk about what figures that I'm missing and all that sort of stuff, because I actually have all of them that are currently out as of right now. There are like three Obi-Wan Kenobi figures that are not currently out yet. So with that being said, let's just get straight into it. So first off, we have to start with the man himself, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the wandering Jedi look he has right here. So this is how he appeared in the first 3 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And yeah, now I'm gonna be really honest with you. I am pretty sure I'm gonna replace this figure with a better Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. Now, currently, as of right now, you can get this version alongside Tiburon Station, I think it's called, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Instead of him wearing this outfit, he instead is wearing like a blue shirt underneath here. And yeah, just quickly looking at the figure here overall, it's really not that, it's good, but it's just not great. And really, it suffers from a couple things. Well, first of all, it's not, aesthetically, it just doesn't really look all that great. Second of all, this soft goods robe, which usually I prefer, I don't know, I'm trying everything, but I just can't get this hood to stay in place. You see how really wonky it looks? Yeah, it just really looks kind of bad. Even trying to put the hood up, yeah, it just looks really bad, honestly. But I have him with the hood, or with the robe, because to just kind of hide this really bland looking outfit that he's wearing. He's just wearing a pretty bland tunic and just pants. No special Jedi robes or anything like that. And the head sculpt, if you can't really see it, infamously, this is the figure that was on Jimmy Kimmel Live when Ewan McGregor revealed himself. And I have to agree, it really doesn't really look all that much like Ewan. Not really. And all that sort of stuff. The best Obi-Wan Kenobi head sculpt that we have in the Black Series, the best one that looks like Ewan McGregor, is either the 2 Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi figures, the one where he's wearing the clone armor and the one where he's wearing the armor in the Clone Wars cartoon series. the one by Dave Filoni, if you're wondering. But yeah, but really up to that, yeah, this is the best we got. Now, as I said before, I am most likely going to replace this figure. We are supposed to get another Obi Wan Kenobi figure, the Jabin version, which is also labeled, I like to label as the Final Battle Obi Wan Kenobi figure, where basically he's in a Jedi robe in episode 4, and then 5 and 6. However, though, the outfit that I am really waiting for them to make is his final outfit from the Obi Wan Kenobi series, which could very much replace this and all that sort of stuff. However, though, this is here as a placeholder, and it was fine, but honestly, it's just a figure that's just really going to serve its purpose. And what's funny here, too, is that I really don't get too many figures of one character. Like, I don't get duplicates of I don't know, let's just say of Han, Leia, or Lando. Like, I don't have any, like, I only have one version of those characters. The only characters I have multiple versions of is Luke, Obi-Wan, and I will also probably get another version of Vader, but we'll talk about that in a bit here. Actually, you know what? Let's just kind of go ahead and talk about Vader here real quick. So, okay, this actually right here is my favorite Black Series figure. So this is Darth Vader. However, though, this is not from the Obi Wan Kenobi series. This is the Empire Strikes Back version. Now, really quite simply, the reason why I have this over the Obi Wan Kenobi version, which they did release one, is quite simply because while all of Vader's costumes look different, like they all look different, especially like the helmet. The helmet looks different from episode 4, 5, 6, Rogue One, episode 3. Heck, even counting Vader's appearance in Rogue One, or no, excuse me, in Rebels. I really have this version because, like I said, this is my favorite Black Series figure, and it's honestly my definitive Vader figure. And really, the only difference with this between the other version of Vader is, from what I remember, he has a different helmet. He has a different torso. But however, though, the legs are the same. And like I said, really, for me, it's just like, I don't know, it's just, you can't really tell, like, Vader's costume hasn't changed one bit. However, though, I can say one thing. If they ever do make a Revenge of the Sith version of Vader, which pretty much is Hayden in the costume, if they actually do that version of Vader, I would really like to buy that version. But, of course, the Vader figure I would like is especially I would like to see the sliced helmet, as we saw in Obi Wan Kenobi, which I have a good feeling that we could possibly get. However, though, we are still getting an unmasked version of Darth Vader. Since it is the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, we are getting that version very soon. However, though, I wanted to highlight this figure because, well, Vader was a very important part of the show, so we have to talk about him here. Once again, I absolutely love this figure. My favorite Black Series figure, one of my favorite ones. So yeah, there is Vader. So now, let's get into the new characters. So not new characters, but new characters to the Black Series. So let's just get this particular character out of the way. And that is Reva. So, of course, Reva. Now, of course, to be quite honest, I did not like Reva in the Obi Wan Kenobi series. Really, she was a character that was really kind of, basically, they've made her more important than she actually is. I'm not really going to get into that. However, though, besides that, this figure right here is actually really amazing. Really, this is honestly one of the best Black Series figures that we have out there right now. Hasbro is really going out there and really making great figures. As you can see, the proportions look good. The head sculpt looks like Moses Ingram, albeit it looks kind of dead. dead inside, but that's the case with most Black Series figures. Of course, just from the articulation to, of course, the lightsaber looks pretty damn cool. Now, she does come with some extra lightsabers, and I was going to put those on Vader. However, though, Vader's hands are too big that he can't grab them. So, yeah, but basically, though, Reva, one of the first Inquisitors we have here, is a really great looking figure. And really, honestly, I just really kind of have to say this. I recommend you get this figure. Now, if you don't like the character, that's fine. However, though, I got her because she's a damn good looking figure. Really. And all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, we got Reva right there, looking really sweet. So now let's get into a character that's not new. However, though, this is his first appearance in live action. We have, of course, fifth. Sorry, there's a bit of dust on these figures. Mostly on some of the ones from the first few waves. So, right here we have Fifth Brother. Now, of course, as you all know, if you follow Star Wars, this is a animated series character making their appearance in live action. And once again, another good-looking figure. Not as good as Reva. The head sculpt looks really nice. It looks like the actor. I'm forgetting the actor's name, but everything about it looks really, really nice. However, though, the one thing that really does bother me is the boots. The boots look really, really dumb. They look like clown shoes. Which, yeah, I understand. Every one of these characters are wearing boots. But these are clown shoes, man. Like, that looks really bad. But really, other than that, once again, another really good figure. And hell, if you if you have a Star Wars Rebels collection, this is a very essential figure to get. Since Fifth Brother, that was basically how he made his appearance. And while it does not look like the animated version, it still looks cool. I really kind of could care less if it looks like the animated version. And speaking of which, talking about a character that oh boy, here we go. Speaking of which, of a character that that made a very big jump from live action to animation. You know what it is. If you know what it is, good on you. Grand Inquisitor. So this is a figure from one of the newer Black Series waves. The wave consisting of Clone Wars Darth Maul, Aayla Secura, Mix Mayfield, Axe Wolves, Grogu, and Grief Karga from Mando Season 2. But yeah, we have here the Grand Inquisitor. Now, like I said before, I could care less if a character looks like they do in animation compared to live action, because in my personal opinion, in my humble opinion, the definitive look of a character is in live action. Like hell, like that's just my rule. Like that's just how I go with. Like honestly, when it comes to the Rebels, especially the Rebels animation, I do not like the way they animated some characters. Like for example, Yoda, Vader, that's a big one. They basically took the Ralph McQuarrie version of Vader, which that's not how he's supposed to look. And there's no canon explanation as to why his helmet looks like that. But for the Grand Inquisitor, I have a problem with this because it doesn't look like his species, the Powans, because they have a very big head. And of course, well, yeah, here he looks like it's an egghead. Or I don't know really what you call it, the Megamind thing or whatever they want to call it. However, though, like I said before, which honestly, if I would really, if you have the Grand Inquisitor figure, and if you're really keen on making him like his animated version, there are custom head sculpts out there of the animated version. So if you can afford it, get a head sculpt and put it on the Grand Inquisitor's body, because the body mold is actually really good. And I like the cape that they gave him here too. Well, That's kind of annoying here on the back, but I don't know. That's pretty annoying, but I don't know. Hey, like I said before, there you go. Grand Inquisitor. The lightsaber looks pretty cool. And also, one thing to mention is that, honestly, I actually need to see here. Okay, Grand Inquisitor and Fifth Brother's lightsabers are different. They're not the same. So, yeah. All right, so we're now just getting down to the wire here. Let's talk about a Black Series figure I just got recently before heading out to the Fontana race. The Purge Trooper, Phase 2 Purge Trooper. And yeah, this is a very awesome looking figure. And while it does reuse some parts and pieces, well, if I can really assume this, and I did have a look at this particular version, the torso part, this upper part, is new. The shoulder pad, or this pauldron, is new. The arms look new. The shoulder pads look new, but the legs do look like to be the same from the Clone Trooper. And basically, the Purge Troopers are basically wearing Clone Trooper armor, just reinforged. I really like the helmet, though. It has that classic mix of the Stormtrooper design, also mixed with a little bit of Vader in there. You can see down here where the helmet kind of goes down right here, like Vader's helmet, or like a Samurai's Kabuto and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it really has this cool look to it. And of course, he comes with like a Death Trooper-esque blaster. So there you go. And now the last and final figure, and a figure that is of a character that they really wasted in this show. That could have been a lot more. We have Ned B here. So Ned B, out of all these figures, all came in the plastic packaging. The Vader figure that you would get from the show is, and I dropped the blaster. God damn it. Sorry. All right. It's, if you're really wondering, it's just the stereotypical B1 Battle Droid blaster. Nothing too special there. But anyways, yeah, so talk about Ned B. Stay on. It's been actually a while since, okay, just going to put that. This is a terrible review. So yeah, Ned B right here is one of the first Obi Wan Kenobi figures to come in the plastic-free packaging. All these come in the plastic packaging. And so yeah, Ned B. Now, Hasbro has really done a great job when it comes to these new droid sculpts. Especially, you know, when it comes to, you know, like the HK-87 droid and the newer Black Series wave. Also Zero from The Mandalorian. What else? Also the Republic Security droid. However, though, of course, a lot of people are pretty upset that we don't have the Super Battle Droid or the Droidicas and all that sort of stuff. However, though, it's pretty cool to have this droid right here because it's a pretty cool looking figure. And hell, honestly, if there ever is a Super Battle Droid, the weight of this figure, like the way this figure looks, I would really like to see the Super Battle Droid look like this. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to look entirely like this, and all that sort of stuff. Of course, they're going to have to do a new sculpt. However, though, the weight and the feel of this figure is pretty cool. Ned B is a really awesome looking design. It's just that they just didn't do anything with the character. He's not really even a character. He's just there. Just as a prop. Yeah, he's a prop, basically. So yeah, there's Ned B right there, like a mining. He's like a mining droid, and there's the backpack that came off, which hopefully I can just put on. Put that aside. And then the B1 Battle Droid Blaster. So, yeah. There you go, guys. Those are all of the Obi Wan Kenobi figures that I have in my collection. Now, I am missing, like I said before, I don't have the Obi Wan Kenobi version of Darth Vader, which I already said. It looks the same. Vader's design basically has stayed the same forever. If you pick one, you should stick with that. and and all that sort of stuff. Like I said, Empire Strikes Back. That's just my preferred version of Vader. Of course, I am missing the Tiburon Station version of Obi-Wan. Also, there's like a Jawa, Tika, but I already have enough Jawas, so yeah. And then there's the Bounty Hunter droid that's the same model as Forlom, but it's not Forlom at the exact same time. It's really weird. Just make him Forlom, or I don't know. But anyways, so there are supposed to be, like I said before, 3 more Obi Wan Kenobi figures. So there's supposed to be another Inquisitor, which I'm blanking on the rank or number on that Inquisitor. There's also supposed to be Tala, the Imperial officer, and of course Jabin version of Obi Wan Kenobi, which we'll have to see if I'll get that figure or not. And once eventually, if those figures come out, I'll make a part 2 video to this down the road very soon. If there are any other figures, I'm trying to see if there are any other characters that they can make from the Kenobi series, because they pretty much got all of them, like the action-ish characters, like the characters that deserve an action figure. Now there are some characters that they could do, like there's Bail Organa, which we don't have a figure yet, and all that sort of stuff. I would really like a Bail Organa figure, certainly. There's no young Princess Leia, which I don't think we're not going to get, because I don't know, maybe like, because since that's a child actor, they don't want a child having an action figure or something like that. Or I don't know, maybe it's like something with the parents and all that sort of stuff. Maybe that's why. I'm trying to think of other characters we can get. There's also like, what was it, Roken or something like that. And then there's also, what was the name of the fake Haja? Yeah, of the fake Jedi. But honestly, those are characters that aren't really actiony. And out of all of them, I really think we could get a Bail Organa figure. I really kind of can care less about those characters getting figures or not. And I guess also now comes back to talk about also, out of all the characters that we've gotten, we have, of course, new figures of Obi-Wan. However, though, there's no new figure of Anakin. Of course, as you saw in the flashbacks, there was Anakin or Hayden Christensen in his episode 2 look, which you can actually get episode 2 Anakin for a very good price on eBay, $33, which isn't that much. So it's kind of more or less of, maybe what if they just re-release those figures, which I would honestly buy a 2-pack of Obi-Wan, episode 2 Obi-Wan, and episode 2 Obi-Wan and Anakin, recreating that, scene. And maybe they can even make new sculpts for those figures, because they're on older body molds, especially Anakin. He's on the episode 3 body mold, which, wow, that figure's really up for price. And then the last, but certainly not least, in terms of army builder, I would really like a new version of the 501st Trooper. And hell, even Hot Toys is making a new version of the 501st Trooper. I've heard also, too, that the Phase 2 plain white clone trooper that we're supposed to get in the Black Series very soon, which is a figure I'm very excited to get, is going to have a more live action helmet, like how we've seen them in Kenobi and Andor. So maybe they can use that as a new 501st Trooper, since there is already a 501st Trooper out there, but it's on the old body mold, which clone trooper body mold, which is not really all that great. So anyways, though, guys, that's about it. Now, like I said before, I don't really know if we're going to get any more after Tala, the fourth sister, and then Jabin, Obi Wan Kenobi. I really don't know. And also, this isn't going to be the last video I'm going to do on these Black Series figures. But however, though, I wanted to start very small with Obi Wan Kenobi, since there's not really much. I have a lot of other Black Series figures, but they're from movies, and man, it's just going to be a very long video. I'm just going to have to see how that works. But anyways, though, guys, I want to thank you all for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, comment down below. Just anything would really be appreciated. So, yeah, but with that really being said in mind, I will see all of you in the next video. See you all later.